Hey, what is up? It's Soup here, and I'm excited to share some of my first impressions and initial theories from the Dragonflight Alpha Mage talent trees that were recently released. If you'd like to be notified when I release more Mage commentary videos on the upcoming expansion, then make sure to subscribe. We've still got a long way to go, so keep in mind that everything is entirely speculation, but based on what I've seen, there are a few potentially interesting new builds, but also some things I'm not too happy about. So, let's get into it. Starting with the general tree, I'm pretty happy overall with everything that's been included. The thing I'm happiest about is gaining access to greater invisibility as any spec because it is absolutely my favorite part of the Arcane toolkit. Aside from that, having access to things like Meteor and Shatter across all specs is a great addition. Dragon's Breath being on a 45-second cooldown feels kind of bad, but it has been one of Fire's strengths for a really long time, so it's great to have that as an option for the other specs. I do wish that Shifting Power had a talent to scale the cooldown reduction a bit higher, and although I think Time Anomaly procs could be an interesting playstyle, I hope that the RNG aspect of it doesn't become too annoying. All in all though, I think it's a good foundation for the new general talent system. Next, I want to talk about the Arcane tree. The main thing that they added is the Kyrian Arcane playstyle through Radiant Spark, Arcane Harmony, and Harmonic Echo. While I am very happy about the Spark Ramp playstyle making it through to Dragonflight, I do think the Arcane tree needs some adjustments. My first main issue is the placement of Arcane Orb. Arcane Orb has been a pretty fundamental part of the rotation for a while now, and being required to trade either Arcane Harmony or Harmonic Echo and both Evocation and Siphon Storm to get it back feels pretty awful. The other main issue I have is Slipstream being locked behind Nether Precision. Slipstream is another huge part of the gameplay for me personally, so having it locked behind a DPS talent that we may or may not take feels pretty awful as well. It's not all doom and gloom though. I am very happy about the fact that Arcane has access to both Dragon's Breath and Supernova because crowd control has been a part of the Arcane kit that has been lacking. I'm also looking forward to seeing how well Meteor fits into the Magi Spark Ramp because it could have good potential. And then I find the biggest change to Arcane so far pretty interesting. Arcane Surge is replacing Arcane Power and is going to act as a damage buff, but also has a new damage component. It costs all of your mana and deals AoE damage to 5 targets and reduced damage beyond that. Then it gives you a mana regen buff for the duration of the damage buff. I'm looking forward to seeing where Arcane Surge fits into the Spark Ramp because it seems to be a big damage spell but also provides the Arcane Power damage buff, so holding it until later in the Spark Ramp could potentially be the play. Either way, it's a cool change that might be fun. Overall, I like the 3 to 5 target niche that Arcane looks to be filling with the Spark Ramp playstyle, but I do hope they readdress a couple of things to make the toolkit more flexible. Moving on to the Frost tree. There are a few things I'm very happy about with Frost. The first is that Flurry is now on a 2-charge system, and Frostbolt has a 50% chance to reset a Flurry charge with Frozen Touch. Next is that it looks like Glacial Spike might be a strong option if the tuning ends up being there. Being able to manage Flurry procs on a charge system gives Glacial Spike a lot more control over the damage. There are also talents like Ice 9 and Hailstones which generate additional icicles. So it seems like Glacial Spikes might be generated somewhat quickly, and with a 50% chance to reset Flurry from Frostbolt, I can see this leading to frequent Glacial Spike casts. You could even use 2 charges of Flurry to shatter both Glacial Spikes splitting ice hits and 2 target cleave. And then there are a few things I'm not a fan of. First is that 3 seconds of Icy Veins doesn't seem worth 2 talent points in the bottom section. Second is that the AoE build I was able to put together doesn't seem like that great of a playstyle. And third is it feels a bit weird to have to talent into Cone of Cold in the general tree in order to benefit from Snowstorm in the Frost tree. Also, the change to Icy Propulsion is definitely going to lead to a huge change in how AoE Frost Mage plays, but I am happy that it's at least sticking around for single target gameplay because I have enjoyed how it rewards good uptime in boss fights. With that said, I do like how Ice Nova fits into the Frost toolkit, and the periodic Cone of Cold Burst playstyle from Snowstorm could be interesting. There is still one unknown talent below Frozen Touch, so we'll just have to wait to see how things progress. And then I save Fire for last because I think it's in the best place overall so far, and I'm a fan of both the AoE and single target builds I was able to figure out. Starting with the single target side of things, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the new talent Tempered Flames plays out. Combining Tempered Flames, SKB, and Pyroclasm seems like a higher consistent damage playstyle, which seems like a great alternative to the explosive burst Combustion has had for so long. Having access to Meteor should make this build even better because you can use Meteor during SKB or Time Anomaly procs. For AoE, I really like the uncapped potential of Flame Patch with Incendiary Eruptions. Having access to Fire Frenzy actually seems like it might break up the monotony of hard casting Flame Strike outside of Combustion, as well as lay down rapid Flame Patches for Incendiary Eruptions to proc from. Having both Meteor and Shifting Power for an AoE build is nice as well because it'll help with the single target damage. I also think it just sounds like a lot of fun to shatter Living Bomb procs. A more general aspect of Fire I like is that execute damage has been increased through improved Scorch and controlled destruction. One of the main things I'm excited about is having the mobility and cheat death of Fire along with greater invis. I think this toolkit is looking to not only be a lot of fun, but pretty useful during progression. All in all, I think Fire is off to a good start in this initial build, and I'm hoping a lot of these talents stick around in one form or another. Overall, I like a lot more than I dislike about the Mage talent trees. I'm hoping I end up getting beta access so I can do some testing, but until then, all I can do is speculate. It's important to remember how early in the process this is and that everything can and probably will change at some point. If you have any questions or are just looking for a place to talk Mage, feel free to join my Discord with the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and remember, never stop improving. Peace!